Hey everybody, it's Blazing903. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and smash that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the reasons why you should not buy the upcoming first gen C8 and explore the option of buying the last gen C7. Let's go ahead and jump right into this video. And if history is a predictor of the future, and if we are going to practice good financial stewardship, then it would behoove us to not buy the first gen C8. As it will have issues. The only question is, how major will these issues be? I realize that not buying first-gen cars applies to all manufacturers, but some cars are at higher risk than others. Let's take a look at some Corvette history and start by going back to the C6 days. The C6 model years are from 2005 to 2013. Among other relatively small issues by comparison, the biggest issue for the C6 was a class action lawsuit, where early model years of the C6 show several owners reporting roof panels that separated from the frame, causing the roof to fly off of the car. So let's think about that for a minute. Nothing you did wrong or anything of the sort, but the roof panel separated itself from the frame, causing the roof to literally fly off. We are not talking about an annoying interior squeak or rattle here. A roof coming off while traveling down the road can quickly turn into a dangerous situation, as other motorists would have to dodge the flying projectile that just launched from your roof. During the spring of 2006, GM reported to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration that it would be recalling nearly 31,000 early model C6s, the 2005s and 2006 to be exact, over concerns that vehicles primarily in hot and humid conditions may have an issue where the adhesive between the roof panel and the frame would separate. There were reports of at least 11 roof separations due, according to GM, to inadequate bonding strength. Instead of completely replacing the roof panels, GM decided to repair the affected parts by inserting adhesive foam. After this quote-unquote fix, GM reported another 108 claims of roof separation. 3 years after the original recall, in late 2009, GM issued a second recall for the same problem. This time they were going to recall 22,000 C6s between the years of 2005 and 2007 to address this issue. The solution this time would be that GM would install a redesigned roof panel. Regardless of how long it took GM to recognize or even fix this issue, GM ultimately took ownership of this issue and fixed the problem. And now enter the C7. The C7 model years are from 2014 to 2019. Some of the more well-known issues are, but not limited to, overheating of the Z06s, rim issues, poor paint quality, and transmission issues. The first concern I'm going to discuss is the Z06 overheating issue. We do have some current information on this one, as it's still an ongoing lawsuit. On March 29, 2019, Judge Victoria A. Robert issued an order upholding the rights of plaintiffs under various state laws in 16 states which allow this lawsuit to move forward. The lawsuit claims that GM sold the Corvettes knowing they had defective cooling systems that can cause them to overheat, especially on the track, causing them to go into limp mode and dramatically slow down, creating a dangerous situation as other cars maintain high speeds around them. Steve Berman, one of the managing partners of the law firm involved in this case, said, and I quote, "We believe those who purchased the Corvette Z06 with this known issue were severely shortchanged, and GM owes them answers for failing to live up to the race car hype it created." The lawsuit affects more than 30,000 Z06 cars produced during the years of 2015 to 2017. Moving right along with the second major issue and what looks to be the third class action lawsuit involving first-gen Corvettes. Whereas the plaintiff, Anthony Nardizzi, claims his C7 rims are defective. Numerous stories regarding cracking problems have been posted on Corvette forums. Car and Driver magazine even reported that it had to replace or repair 6 damaged wheels over the course of its 40,000-mile test period with a 2017 Grand Sport. The lawsuit claims that GM is breaching its 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty by blaming Corvette drivers for the cracked or bent rims. This lawsuit is still pending. Poor paint quality and transmission issues round up the list of the more well-known and documented issues that affect the early C7 models. So, as per the information I just shared, we can connect the dots. At the very least, we can start to establish a trend. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we can be cautioned with buying any first-gen vehicle. However, some vehicles are simply at a higher risk than others. In closing, keep in mind that I am a current owner of a 2019 Corvette Grand Sport. I purposely waited a few years after the Grand Sport was released in an effort to mitigate my risk of experiencing issues. After 6 wonderful months of ownership, I have not experienced any of the C7 issues noted within this video, and I currently have 8,000 miles as a result of me using it as a daily driver. Following the same methodology, I recently purchased a second car, and it's also a few years into its model year. I decided to create this video because I found myself getting caught up in all of the C8 hype. And if I'm being honest with you and myself, I also thought that it would be cool to be one of the first persons to buy a C8. However, I am simply not a big fan of buying a new car and putting myself at high risk of having issues. I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that by buying a car a few years into its model year that you won't have issues. However, statistically speaking, you will reduce your risk of experiencing issues, and considering this is a depreciating asset, I want to ensure I minimize the amount of frustrations with purchases like these. So because it's a depreciating asset, I would take advantage of the steep discounts they are offering on the last gen C7s and buy that over the C8. In addition to the attractive pricing, the majority of the issues, if not all, have been addressed, and you will increase your chances of a worry-free ownership experience. So with that said, as always, till the next one, drive safely.